field 4, we're underway in target score time. Hapoel Tel Aviv leads SLC FC 3-1. Target score is 4. On field 5, Goodwin knotted at 3 between Club Necaxa and Virginia Dream. Both sides looking for their first win here at TST. They're about to begin target score time. Once again tied at 3. Nextville will win. That's Virginia Dream taking on Club Necaxa over on field 5.
They can't be staying anywhere near the top, right?
We've just gone final on field 5. In target score time, the victors, Club Necaxa, as they take down Virginia Dream 4-3. Heck of a match on field 5 as Necaxa gets it done for Liga MX, taking down Virginia Dream 4-3. Next match on field 5 is a Group F affair between Gracie FC and Hashtag United. Kicking off shortly inside the stadium in Group E, Sayward FC as they take on Wrexham.
Two of the biggest teams here at TST, the soccer tournament, facing off in this afternoon matchup to close out Group E play. The U.S. women's team against Serie B club from Italy, Como 1907. Here on Field 3 and on the TST YouTube page, I am David Goss with you for this one, our final match of this group, and it is going to be electric. We have seen some incredible finishes over the last few matches. West Ham United able to get a late win, but it was not enough for them to jump up in that group. Hapoel Tel Aviv currently leading against SLC to try and win their group. But here is what we are looking at. Sayward FC and Wrexham playing on the fields next to us, and Como versus U.S. women here. For Como, if they can win this game, they will most likely put themselves into the next round, but all they can do is control what's in front of them. And for the U.S. women, it'll be an uphill battle as you take a look at that -17 goal difference. But they're going to put on a show. They're having so much fun. You see Mia Hamm there, the head coach for this group, and the star for this team, Heather O'Reilly, U.S. Women's World Cup winner, as well as a national champion here in the Raleigh area with UNC, one of many UNC players in this group, one of the biggest names in soccer, not just in the U.S., but around the world. Heather O'Reilly hosting this team at her house, putting this group together so that she can go out with some of her closest friends and closest teammates one more time in a competitive way. And this is going to be a fun matchup for her and her teammates as we take a look on the other side at arguably the best player at this tournament in Patrick Cutrone. He has been unbelievable in his minutes on the field. Yesterday, He scored a first half hat trick, sat for the second half, and came off the bench and sealed the deal in target score time. Former Milan player, former Wolverhampton Wanderers player. He's appeared for the Italian national team. And at 25 years old, he is representing the club of his hometown in Lake Como. And you saw yesterday how much he is enjoying carrying this team and carrying this mantle here at TST. TST, a unique tournament. 7v7 action here at Cary, North Carolina. 20-minute halves leading into what we have a target score time. So when we end 40 minutes, we will set a target score, and the two teams will play until that goal is scored. Cutrone starts things off for Como, and their blue kits going left to right. The U.S. women team and the white kits with the red shorts going right to left on your screens. 7v7 action here. We close out the group stage play today. This evening, we have our first knockout games, the round of 16 coming up, all on Peacock tomorrow. The quarters and semifinals. And on Sunday, a championship game to be the first ever winner of TST and to win $1 million as well. Tremolata, the second leading scorer on this team, strides forward. This is a Como team that fell in heartbreaking fashion in their opening game to Wrexham. They were leading 2-0 going into target score time as Cutrone gets his first shot off. But Como was in the driver's seat in that opening game. They ended up losing 3-2 as Cutrone now trying to break into the box. But Como was able to rebound in an electric match against Say Word last night. Cutrone scored in the second minute. Say Word scored 3 goals in the next 6 minutes before Cutrone completed his hat trick in a span of 2 minutes in the 14th and 16th minute. And then Tremolata took over in the second half. 2 goals for him before Cutrone sealed things in the target score time period. Lori Lindsay, former U.S. women's national team player herself, on the ball here. Lindsay now chasing back. Tremolata with his first shot. And the diving save here from Lindsay Harris. Hasn't been an easy tournament for Harris, but it has been an active one. As you take a look at our scores from the other fields, Club Necaxa and Virginia Dream already eliminated, but Necaxa getting the victory there. Hapoel Tel Aviv take first place in their group. As SLCFC, the lone Canadian side in this tournament, will also move on to the knockout round. I have to say, those are 2 of the best teams I've seen in this competition. 2 of the most fluid teams that know how to play as a group. Lindsay drives this one in. It's knocked down at the near post. It will be a corner kick. Lori Lindsay drives this one to the far post. Chested down. Handled easily by Matteo Pimbino. Cutrone now in the open field. He slides it over, and we've got our first goal of the game. Edouard Duchini. He was knocking on the door all of yesterday, could not get the goal. And he has his opener here in the 3rd minute. Cutrone plays provider here after his 4-goal performance yesterday. So a corner kick on one end for the U.S. women, leading to a transition opportunity and a goal on the other side for Como. This Como team built largely out of players on the verge of their first team. So players who are trying to break through into their Serie B side. Some players who already have, and then some of their big-time leaders. Alessandro Gabrieloni starting this game on the bench. Appeared in 26 matches in Serie B this year. And, of course, Patrick Cutrone as well. Cass Odenthal, Dutch Youth International,
Once again,
Made
Como
30 starts for Como in Serie B action in this group too. So a combination of a little bit of experience and some youth in this side, and you can see the scoreboard in your top right corner. Everyone on the field is going to be scoreboard watching as well. We are into that final group stage match. 2 of the 4 teams will move on to the knockout stages. Coming up tonight here in Cary, North Carolina. If you want tickets and you're in the area, if not, you can of course stream the game on Peacock. Say Word FC against the Wrexham Red Dragons. Wrexham leading the group right now on 6 points. Como and Say Word tied in second place on 3 points. Como leading in head-to-head. If Say Word were to win, all 3 teams would be tied on 6 points if Como is able to hold on here as well. Head-to-head would be equal across the board. We would move to goal differential and then goals scored. As Coutron unleashes there. Big save by Harris.
And 8-time NBA All-Star Steve Nash. We'd like to welcome our supporters.
Loman dropping back to ping that ball. Loman now makes the run, but can't link up.
Atmosphere here in Cary.
Joanna Loman, the club legend in Washington, D.C. The first ever player with her jersey retired by the Washington Spirit, as we have our second goal here in this one. So just 3 minutes after the breakthrough. And Como, they know the work they have to put in here, as Tremolata has his 4th goal of the tournament.
Number 52, Marco Tremolata finds the back of the net.
U.S. women knocking around now.
Late Como, beautiful part of the world.
Oman lays it off. She goes and gets it back.
Not too far from nearby Verona.
A lot of players in this U.S. women's group familiar with the area.
Also in the general
Almost exclusively a group of UNC women's alumni. That program, arguably the best soccer program in the country, men's or women's. Vincent Dorrance, of course, building that powerhouse. Mia Hamm helping lead it out of the 80s into the 90s, but all the way through to the 2000s with national titles, ACC championships galore. Helping to put together a large part of this U.S. women's group. As Harris makes another save. Lindsay Harris, coming into this game, had made 48 saves in the 2 matches combined. These are small fields, they're tight confines. Anytime a player gets an opening, it's a potential shot on goal. We've seen shots from team's own half. That's how close the goal is, and Harris has been under fire, and while they've conceded a number, she has also put together some unbelievable saves. This ball's rotated all the way back. Moretti now out wide. Plays restarted. All the way back to Harris. Now into the feet of Lawson. Lawson up to Lloyd. Casey Lloyd. Part of a pairing here at TST. Her husband Zach playing for Jimmy Conrad and DeMarcus Beasley's team. As this shot is saved by Harris. So Casey playing for U.S. Women, and her husband Zach, former MLS Defender of the Year, representing a red, white, and blue squad there as well. A lot of American pride in these teams, as those two squads, as well as Clint Dempsey's team, loaded with players who have played for the national team, representing at World Cups, Olympics, Youth World Cups, CONCACAF competition, and so much more. A number of gold medals and World Cup winners on the field here today. Kimball, women's national team, the UNC grad herself, out on the field. Coutron gonna line things up here. Coutron was having so much fun last night. Every time a shot was blocked or missed, he'd give a high five or a hug to the opposition team. He and Brendan Lammy were going back and forth. He had 3 goals in the first half. Lammy had 2, and they were hugging going into the halftime locker room and hugging coming out. So big news here for Como. The Wrexham Red Dragons have taken a 1-0 lead over Say Word. If Wrexham knocks off Say Word in this game, then all Como needs to do is win, and they would clinch their spot in the knockout rounds. We will keep our eye on that one as this goes along. For Como, they want to move on, not just for themselves, but you can see that fan support back behind their bench as Coutron now comes inside. Lays it off. And a second goal here for Duchini. Duchini rifles that one home. Able to create some space on his right foot, and you can see those supporters. The first opportunity to support their team here in the U.S. in person. They have taken advantage. They were electric last night. They had a gathering up at the stadium just about an hour ago. Scarves and songs, flags as well, supporting their team as Como 1907 grows their presence here in the U.S. And they would love a chance to come back out here this evening and support this team once again. So the finals have gone here for Hapoel Tel Aviv as they will clinch first place in Group C. SLC FC will also be going through in second place. As I said, I think those are 2 of the best teams I've seen. Not a set of teams I would like to see in the next round. We will get the bracket as it comes out here, going into this final day of games. We had 2 games for every team yesterday, and you could just see for these teams how they started to adjust to this style. 7v7, running subs, no offside. It is unique as Coutron gets his first goal of the game. So Coutron, 2 assists, and now he gets his first goal. Duchini returning the favor. And Cesc Fabregas can't be too upset with what he's seen here. I think frustrated coming out of the opening game against Wrexham. It really came out of nowhere, leading 2-0, dominating the game. They scored early and they scored late. But Wrexham came out the gates in target score time. They scored from distance immediately, and it threw Como completely on their heels. Como almost let it slip again yesterday against Say Word after taking that 1-0 lead as Harris makes this save. Tough shot off the deflection. But Como was able to rescue things, and it really was through the play and presence of Patrick Coutron. That long strike comes in for Moretti. For Coutron, they say huge opportunity. He wants to represent his hometown club. He wants to help guide them back to Serie A for what would be the first time in over 20 years. Did not get it done in league play this year, 13th in Serie B. So this is his opportunity to maybe win a trophy this year and represent his club. The through ball attempt intercepted.
Unassisted in the 12th minute for the Red Dragons. 2-0 lead over Sayward FC inside the stadium.
It was a dangerous look there from Nicky Phillips. Running subs. The subs have to be made from that midfield line. And the player coming off has to come off before the player coming on does. Good footwork there, but the recovery from Duchini. Julio Maria not able to pick that one up. Lindsay now. Lori Lindsay, an Olympian for the U.S. women's national team, originally out of Indianapolis. I tell you, she was very excited that I went to the Indy 500 last weekend. Maybe the only person in my life who was. This one floated in quickly. Open on the far post. Lipari. Francesco Lipari. He has been part of the Como Academy since 2015. Julia Pozzoli has her shot blocked. Now, stepping into the attack is Moretti. Pozzoli puts it wide. Cycled back around. Moretti's shot is blocked. We are into the final 5 minutes of this first half. Shot played in, flicked on. And what a save from Harris. Duchini looking for the back heel goal at the near post. This one snuck through again. Duchini looking for another goal.
Set to get underway shortly on field for a Group F matchup between Colorado
and that one's just wide of the post.
And Natty FC.
So the Wrexham Red Dragons have taken a big 2-goal lead now.
Also in Group F.
That'll be music to the ears of these Como players and team as they look to build the lead. Pozzoli guides that one out. She'll restart play quickly. That one a little too long for Pozzoli.
The match inside the stadium now in the 14th minute. Make that the 15th minute of the first half. 2-0 Wrexham leads Sayward FC.
Pressure put on by Como. U.S. looking to build out of the back. The Cary, North Carolina native Kendall Fletcher there in defense. And another big save. Target practice here early on. Last one flicked in. Dying moments of this first half. Duchini with 2 goals here.
Inside the stadium.
Within the opening 15 minutes. Another big save. Coutron, a goal and 2 assists. Tremolata has now scored in all 3 games for Como. He's the only one as Pozzoli floats this one in.
3-0 in the 16th minute.
So the Red Dragons doing their part to help Como get through to the next round. Sayward has put in phenomenal performance. This one's into the feet of Lohman. Now it's knocked away. As we approach the dying moments of this first half. We'll take a halftime break. We have 20 more minutes in the second half. Then we will head to the target score time. The referee will stop play. We will set the target score at 1 goal more than whichever team is leading. And the first team to hit that goal mark will come away with the 3 points. If it's Como and everything else holds around us, they will move on in this tournament. Long ball over the top. Lohman shielding the defender. All snuck in here. Gonna swing it wide. Lloyd not able to connect on the far side. It was Kimball trying to square it wide, and now a chance. In on goal, another big save. U.S. women holding the fort here late on in this first half. If either of these teams goes through, they'll play one more game here today. If not, this could be it. But Como doing what they can, controlling what they can. A 4-0 lead here in the first half. And we've got more soccer action coming up for you here from TST.
Scoring recap on field 3, once again 4-0 in favor of Como. The goal scorers thus far: Patrick Petroni, Eduardo Ducchini, and a pair of scores from Marco Tremolata, already with a brace in the first half for Como, as they lead the U.S. women 4-0 on field 3. Okay, coming up on field 4, a Group F matchup between Natty FC and Conrad and Beasley United. Shortly over on field 5, Group F will feature Gracie FC and #United. If you haven't noticed, or if your senses aren't working just yet here at TST, we've got several food vendors set up here at WakeMed. Whatever your palate requires, they'll take care of you. And of course, be sure to get some official TST merchandise. Various styles and colors available. Official event merchandise from the first ever TST event. $1 million to the winner of our 32-team event. Soccer.com on the premises. Team gear available as well. And don't forget about Renegade GK, 20% off goalkeeping gloves. Again, they are on site, available to answer questions. You can try on the product, and you'll get 20% off for being a patron here at TST. It's halftime inside the stadium. The score: Wrexham 4, Sayward FC 0. David Jones of the Red Dragons put Wrexham ahead 4-0 on assist by George Boyd. Again, 4-0 inside the stadium as Wrexham leads Seward FC. Recapping some of our earlier scores from Day 2 action here at the soccer tournament. Kingdom FC took down Dortmund by a score of 7-1. Newtown Pride FC 3, Hoosier Army 1. Wolves defeated DMB Diplomats by a score of 5-2.
Two of the biggest names here at TST facing off in the final group stage game of the inaugural The Soccer Tournament. A chance at $1 million, a chance at history. And the U.S. women's team representing one of the most historic programs in the history of the sport. And they're all white kits with their red shorts going left to right on your screen. And Como 1907, a club that was established over 100 years ago on the banks of the Lake Como in northern Italy, trying to clinch their spot into the knockout rounds of the soccer tournament here, and they're all blue kits going right to left on your screens. Bowman fakes the shot. She gets us started. We're often playing here in this second half. An electric start to this one for Como. A goal in the 4th minute, the 7th minute, the 12th, and then the 13th minute. In that first half, Duchini has 2 goals. Coutron has a goal and 2 assists. And Tremolata has now scored in all 3 games at this tournament for this Como side. What's at stake? An opportunity to go to the next round. Right now, the Wrexham Red Dragons, they have a firm grip on first place here in Group E. As you see, that 4-0 lead for them. So if Wrexham holds on there, whoever wins this game would move into second place in the group. That would put them up with an opportunity to face off against the first place team in Group F. That's a group featuring #United, Natty SC, Conrad and Beasley United, and Gracie FC. Big chance for these teams. World Cup style tournament. 8 groups of 4, top 2 move on, and then single elimination from there. Trying to get to his right foot is Moretti. It's pulled back. Alive in the box. It's blocked and headed away. Coutron with the strike. And he just generates so much power so quickly. Talk to young players about the game. There's so much you need to learn to be a great soccer player. Soccer IQ, game understanding, physicality, and fitness. As Harris punches that one over the top. But it starts and ends with technique. The ability to cleanly strike a ball can change your trajectory in the sport. And this man, Patrick Coutron, is as good as anyone you will see. Pozzole trying to play the 1-2 there. Harris will restart play quickly. Big switch. Coutron brings it down. Remember, no offside in this tournament. And that space just off the side of the goal has been a dangerous area. You can be in an offside position. You can play a quick 1-2 to someone in that spot, and they can play the ball back across the box to runners coming along. Long strike there. Kendall Fletcher, the Cary, North Carolina native, playing on her home field, currently coaching in North Carolina FC's academy here at Wake Med Soccer Park. Trying to get a goal to put her name down in the TST record books. Big save again from Harris. A shot attempt there from Julia Pozzoli. As you hear the Como supporters back behind their bench. They have brought out all the goods, flags, scarves, some instruments as well. They have had a really good time watching their team play. Cutrone can't get all of that strike. Good job there from Lori Lawson to nudge him off as Lori Lindsay then playing it back. Calm footwork from Fletcher. And it'll roll out. Lindsay back to Lawson. Now out wide for the captain of the team, Heather O'Reilly. For Como, it'll be a fascinating matchup if things hold in the next round. Natty SC, a squad built mainly out of the FC Cincinnati players who dominated USL for the 3 years before they went to Major League Soccer. As Lindsay runs this one down, tries to cut back. No foul called there. And now Como comes away with it. Penalty kick claims. The referee doesn't agree, and now Como are on the attack. And the ball slotted across a little too far for Pozzoli. As Harris back in North Carolina, her old stomping grounds. Many of these players here for the U.S. women's team have played professionally here for the North Carolina Courage. And of course, as I've mentioned, if anyone else who hasn't, except Lori Lindsay, pretty much all of them have played for UNC.
If you're just joining us, action on field 3.
Cutrone rolls this one to the side. A long strike is blocked. Wrexham and Say Word playing simultaneously alongside us to finish things out here in Group E. Every single knockout match will be coming up this evening in the round of 16 on Peacock. As Kat Whitehill picks up Patrick Cutrone there. Whitehill, one of the great players in U.S. women's national team history. 2 World Cup finals, an Olympic gold medal, and over 130 caps in her USWNT career. Whitehill and her teammates being led by arguably the greatest female soccer player of all time in Mia Hamm on the sideline. Mia Hamm, a UNC grad herself, bringing that guiding leadership to the top of the team as Kimball has it taken away from her. On the flip side, Cesc Fabregas, the head manager for this Como 1907 team, currently captain of the first team in Serie B. Came here, he's trained with the team, always was going to be the head coach. Potential that he would also play in this tournament. He may still do so. As Harris, the save off the line, the ball off the post. And Lindsay Harris putting on a show, and Mia Hamm loves it. Over 60 saves made over the course of a day and a half for Lindsay Harris. And she continues to put on a show. And you just see why. A player has the ability to play at the highest level. For Harris, down 4-0, not giving up on any single play, and nothing she could do about that one. The deflected volley. Cutrone gets his second of this match. And Cutrone will give the armband here to Pozzoli as he heads off We didn't see Coutron play at all in the second half last night. Came back in for target score time and won it for his team. Putting in a shift here in this second half. And the way things stand right now, he'll have to get his body right for a fourth match in 2 days. For any team that makes it to the final, they'll play 2 more games tomorrow before the championship on Sunday. So that'll be 6 games in 3 days. Heading into the winner-takes-all $1 million matchup. Harris with another save. Harris might win goalkeeper of the tournament, even with the numbers she's given up with the saves she's made. The women play through pressure. Kimball up the line from Lloyd now. Women looking for their first goal of this TST. Space here for Moretti. His shot saved by Harris. Record that one and put it on loop. Saved by Harris once again. Lloyd now. She can't find a teammate higher up the field. You can see the scores from earlier today on the ticker below us, as well as the schedule coming up. We still have 3 groups to decide here this morning and afternoon before we head into the knockout rounds. The battle now up the line. Ready now, back on the ball as Como steps forward. And that shot goes wide. So as I said, if Como does move on, they would face off against the first place team in Group E right now. That's #United, although #United losing to Gracie FC in the opening minutes of that game, that would throw the group completely out of whack. Conrad and Beasley United sitting on 3 points right now. Natty SC sitting on 3 points as well. So one of those teams could jump #United with the victory and change up the next round matchups. Conrad and Beasley United, a number of former and current professional players, both from indoor and outdoor, coming together for this competition. Gracie FC, a team built from players mainly with Brazilian backgrounds across Brazil and the U.S. by the famous Gracie family, who popularized Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu around the world. Wally Gracie, a couple MMA championships in his back pocket as well. Pizzoli now wearing the armband. She will lead this team here through the final 10 minutes of this one. The sun is out. We got some rain yesterday, not expected to be in the forecast today. So it'll be a perfect afternoon for soccer. Pizzoli with the shot. And another save by Harris. We've still got a matchup between the Jackson Boom and Sneaky Fox coming up here on Field 3. That an opportunity to decide things in Group G. Sneaky Fox starting out this tournament perfectly with 2 wins, so they sit in first place in the driver's seat. But Jackson Boom and Team Dempsey still have an opportunity to get through as the Wrexham Red Dragons pour it on right now, leading 5-0. Pizzoli, Duchini, Harris off the line. The referee says play on. Duchini looking for his hat trick. And again, Harris doesn't quit on the play. Sayward FC gets their first goal of the game. So Duchini, 2 goals in the opening 12 minutes here. Has an assist as well, but still sitting on the edge of that hat trick. So, a reminder, we will go into target score time at the end of this 40 minutes. This game cannot end on a whistle. It has to end on a goal. So we will turn off the clock. We will add one goal to, most likely, it looks like, Como's goal. And the first to hit that mark will win the game. The foul for the stretch called against Moretti here.
On field 4, your score now.
Take a look at Duchini chasing that hat trick. The 19-year-old has scored 12 goals in 50 appearances for the academy team. And he has come here with some vengeance. He probably should have scored yesterday. Had a number of chances in both games. But he's taking care of business so far today. Pozzoli now strides forward into the feet of Duchini. Duchini battling with Whitehill. And another big goal in one of our other group stage matches. Natty SC takes a 1-0 lead. And now a 2-0 lead over Conrad and Beasley United on the field next to us. Natty SC, one of the most well-supported groups here. A number of FC Cincinnati fans coming down to support the group of players that helped put Cincinnati soccer on the map. We saw Jimmy McLaughlin, one of their great players, in their run to the U.S. Open Cup semifinal back in 2017, get the winner last night in target score time. That team boosted a little bit by one, not former FC Cincinnati player, but a professional from Cincinnati as well, and Chad Ochocinco, the former Cincinnati Bengal. Get a shot there of Stephanie McCaffrey, one of the rare non-UNC players on this roster. She played for a rival ACC school in Boston College. Lindsay now will close this one down. Lindsay also a rival of most of these players in her days at UVA. Lori Lindsay, 31 appearances for the U.S. women's national team after a bright career with the Philadelphia Independence and then the Washington Spirit. Spent some time playing in Australia as well. Charging forward here. Heather O'Reilly trying to link up. Duchini still looking for that hat trick. Moretti will chase this one down. See the TST logo in the middle of the field. This is the first time ever this tournament being played. As Harris comes out, meets that one in the air, and does enough to keep it out of her goal. It's been a profound success so far. The fans have been out, packed the stadium. The feel out on the fields last night under the lights was incredible. The Como fans adding to that atmosphere. Hoosiers Army bringing big support. We've seen West Ham fans, Wolves fans, Dortmund fans. But Como may be the story of this tournament. And with the way things are going inside the stadium for the Wrexham Red Dragons, the story looks like it's going to have one more chapter. Is this the first goal for the U.S.? It's just wide off the post. A second bite coming here. The long strike tipped on by Lindsay. Now brought down by McCaffrey. The best opening of this game for this U.S. women's. And flicked on as Heather O'Reilly recovers. What an opportunity. 2 bites at it. Not able to finally break through Matteo Piombino's goal. Piombino getting his first start in place of Bolchini. Bolchini, the experienced goalkeeper that 24 years old, has been with the first team over the last 2 years. Bino was beaten on that one, fortunate to get the assist from his right-hand post. Aggressive step there as O'Reilly tries to turn up the intensity a little. She wins the kick in for her team. We'll go all the way back. Whitehill has to chase this one down. So a few added miles on the legs there for Kat Whitehill. O'Reilly brings this one down. All the way back. Opportunity coming here. A chance on the top of the box. It's saved. Touched in, and Lohman has the first goal of the tournament for the U.S. women. What a moment. The fans have all come out to see some of their heroes play. Players that have lifted World Cups. They've worn gold medals. They've won championships across the world. And they get their first goal of this TST tournament in the dying moments of this second half. Lohman at 40 years old, able to get it done. As now this one will flick up and will go in as an own goal. And Heather O'Reilly sprints it back to midfield. She wants another bite at a goal here. Reminder, when the clock finishes, we will go into target score time. Right now, that target score would be at 7. As Heather O'Reilly takes the long shot. So we are not finished yet. If Como wants to win, they need one more goal. If Lohman has a taste for goals, if she can get 6 in a row, she could steal a win for her team. But you talk to the players on this team, an opportunity to get back together and spend time with people who you have had some of the greatest battles of your life, some of the best times. So rare to be together as a group once again. They are all staying here through Sunday. Opportunity to hang out, to reminisce, and to create some new memories. And that is going to be a fun one here at TST, as this is what's on tap now. Target score time. So it is set at 7. One more goal than what Como sits at. The first to reach 7 goals will get the win here. If it takes more than 5 minutes to reach that 7th goal, we will pull a player off the field from both teams and play 6v6. And every 5 minutes after that, we'll continue to pull another player off the field until we reach 1v1 or that 7th goal. It is arguably the most unique part of this TST, and it has led to such good finishes so far. We've seen games get down all the way to 2v2. We have seen games where teams have hit the post 3 or 4 times. We've seen teams come back from 2 and 3 goal deficits to overtake their opponents in target score time, because the clock can never run out on you. You always have a chance to come back. The Red Dragons commanding 6-1 lead over Say Word inside the stadium. So once this game goes final, and that game goes final as well, we'll know who is headed to the next round.
Chad Ochocinco-Johnson available today for Natty SC. Has already seen action this afternoon over on Field 4.
You see how much fun this group is having here. A chance to play together for a number of players who have played together over the last 20 plus years. You see Michelle Akers over there on the sideline, and Mia Hamm. Maybe Marta has entered the conversation, but those two have long been the first names off when you list the greatest players in the history of the world.
First team to 7 will be on.
They are having a great time with this group of players. For 1907 Como, there's a big chance for these young players. You get to represent your club. You're on these broadcasts. You come overseas with your fan base there. You better believe this U.S. women's team has a fan base here in North Carolina. Home of the North Carolina Courage, UNC, NC State, Duke, some of the best women's soccer programs as well in the country. These players just coming in with smiles on their face, having a good time. This tournament is a unique setup. I can honestly say in all my years, I've never seen anything like it. The range from players in high school to players who have scored and won in World Cups, all on the same field at the same time. It's the beautiful game we know and love. A few tweaks here and there, but the essence is still there. The flow, the play, and the ability to bring people together from all walks of life around the world. We heard the Como fans. We hear the U.S. women's fans as well. Can Lohman double her tally here in target score time? She'll stay on the field to start. Running subs still available in target score. So players can come on and off as much as they want. Even once we pull a player off the field, you can still sub the available players as much as you'd like. Lohman and Lloyd get us started. Heather O'Reilly, the heart and soul of this team. She's the one who stirred things to push this group together, playing over the last few years for Shelburne in her family's heritage of Ireland. Chance to play in the UEFA Champions League, but spent 2 years here as a North Carolina Courage player, as that one's flicked just wide. It was a defensive touch from Whitehill. So we restart play. Pozzoli. This one rotated around. Como now. They've got Cutrone sitting on the edge of a hat trick. Duchini as well. Tremolata. 3 goals in this tournament. You see Lipari, who's been sniffing around the goal in this game as well. O'Reilly up to Lloyd. Another restart here for the U.S. Target score has been set in the Wrexham Say Word game. So Wrexham will need to score 1 more to get to 8. Say Word would need to come all the way back with 7 goals. Our goal scorer Lohman turning away. Lipari comes back to help win it. A chance now out wide for Lloyd. Lloyd over to the far post. It's too high for Lohman. You could see the idea there from Casey Lloyd. The corner kick earned. Quickly put back into play. Duchini will chase it back. Safely into the hands of Harris. So the first one to reach 7 goals on the scoreboard wins the 3 points here. If the U.S. women's team were to come back and win this, they would put themselves back in the conversation for a spot in the next round. It would be uphill sledding, but that is the beauty of target score. You never know what can happen. Harris here with the ball at her feet, and she's pressured, and that'll be it. Como 1907 knew the job they had to do coming in here. What a treat put on for these 2 fan bases, 2 of the best fan bases we've had at this tournament. Como 1907 on the field competitively for the first time here in the U.S. And for the U.S. women's team, many coming back to an area they've seen so much success in, feeling the support behind them. As Mia Hamm leads the way for this squad. But today on the field it was once again Lindsay Harris. A Player of the match performance for her. So that'll be it at TST for the U.S. Women's for Como 1907. They're on the verge of moving on to the knockout rounds. We will have all that action coming up for you this afternoon and evening on Peacock. But we've got more matches here to close out the group stage. This has been TST Soccer from Cary, North Carolina.
Thanks to all the U.S. supporters joining us here at TST, as well as the folks who made the trip to cheer on Como 1907. Once again, your final score.